In this video, we're going to go through on Stella High School Primary Preliminary Examination, Primary 6 Mathematics, Paper 2. So let's get started on the first question. So question 1, it says the diagram below shows some shapes. What is the ratio of the total number of shapes to the number of squares? Express your answer in the simplest form. Okay, so always write down total number of shapes to the number of squares. Right, so this is what we want for the answer. So how many shapes are there? So if you count 2, then 4, and then 6. Right, so total number of shapes is equal to 2 plus 4 plus 6, and this will give you 12. And then number of squares, it will just be 4. Right, so in the end, what will be the total number of shapes to the total number of squares? It will be 12 is to 4. Okay, and then we divide this by 4. So we divide, right, by 4 for each side, right, divide by 4, and then we divide by 4, and then this will give us, in this case, 3 is to 1. So the answer is 3 is to 1. That's it. All right, let's move on to question number 2. All right, so question number 2, 15 4/5 kilograms of sugar was packed in bags of 5 out of 8 kilograms each. What was the maximum number of bags of sugar? All right, so basically, we want to have 15, right? 4/5. Okay, we want to make this into a improper fraction. Okay, so to get the improper fraction, we basically have 15 times 5 plus 4, okay, out of 5 in this case over here, right? Okay, so what do you think is 15 times 5 plus 4? Okay, we can use the calculator, right? Oops. Okay, so we have 15, right? 15 times 5 plus 4, and this will give us 79 out of 5. Okay, so this will equal to 79 out of 5 in this case. Okay, so now we can have the number of sugars, right? So 79. So I'm just going to put it 79 out of 5. And then we divide by 5 out of 8. Okay, so what we need to do once we divide fraction is we need to make the divide into times, right? Okay, so we have 79 out of 5. And then we have times. Then we need to flip 5 over 8. Okay, this will then become 8 over 5. 8 over 5. Okay, and then this will, we can just multiply them together, right? So for this calculator, you multiply by 8. Okay, this gives you 632 out of 25. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. And then we can divide 632 divided by 25. Okay, so use the calculator, divided by 25. This will give you 25. Okay, 25. So 25. And then 0.28. So 28 is out of 100. So in a sense, you have 20. So 0.28 is equal to 28 out of 100, which is also equal to 7. So you divide by 4, 7 out of 25. Okay, so for this will then become, oops, right, 7 out of 25. Right, 7 out of 25. Right, so if I were to round this up, okay, so I'm going to round this up to 25 only. Okay, so the answer to this question is 25. Okay, so 25 bags maximum. Okay, let's move on to the next question. B. How much sugar was left unpacked So we have 15 out of 45 or 17 of 15 out of 45. All right. So we multiply this. So we can multiply 7 out of 25, then multiply by 8 out of 5, 5 out of 8. So multiply this by 5 out of 8. Okay. And then we can cancel out the 5 and the 25 as well, like this. Okay. So this will give us 5. All right. So now we just multiply each other, and this will give us 7 out of 40. So we are left with 7 out of 40 in this case over here. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Okay, question 3 says the rhombus and rectangle shown below are made up of identical right angle triangles. What is the parameter of the right angle triangle? So the parameter of the right angle triangle, I'm just going to color them on this, right? So you have this, I would say the longest line of the triangle over here. This is equal to this one, right? You have one over here, okay, one, and then two, and then three, right? Three over here, and then four over here, okay. So I call this A, right? So in this case, A is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So in this case, I will say length A is equal to 42 divided by 4. Okay, this will give us 13 if I'm not wrong. So 42 divided by 4. Okay, sorry, it's 10.5. Okay, 10.5 cm. Okay, then after that, we know that this, oops, let me use another line and read this to, right, um, over here. Okay, so B, I'm gonna put here B, B base, and then C over here is the same as this, right? B, this is C, right? This is C, and then we have B as well. Okay, maybe I'll make B different color, maybe green, right? So you have B over here and B over here as well, right? So 34, you have two B's and two C's. Okay, right? So length B plus C, okay, is equal to 34 divided by 2, which is 17. Okay, 17 cm. All right. So in this case, right parameter of right angle is equal to A plus B plus C, which is equal to 17 plus 10. 10, wait, yeah, correct. 17 plus 10.5 centimeters equal to 27.5 centimeters. So the answer is 27.5. Okay, there you go. All right, that's it for question number 3. All right, question number 5. In the figure below, ABC and ACD are triangles. ABC is 39 degrees and ADC is 111 degrees. Okay, so in this case, what is the sum of R and S? Okay, so basically, if you want to get the sum of R and S, we just want to get, in this case, these two angles, right, from this triangle ADC, and then we just minus. Okay, so in this case, angle, you know, angle R plus angle, okay, or not, it's basically angle DAC plus angle DCA is equal to 180 minus 111 is equal to, so for this, let's use our calculator, minus 111, this will become 69 degrees. Okay, so now we know that these two are 69 degrees. So to get the angle R, angle R plus angle S is equal to 180 minus, so this both is 69 degrees, so you can just minus 39 minus 69. Okay, from this, so 180 minus 39 minus 69, this will give us 72 degrees. Okay, 72 degrees. There you go. So that's the answer, 72 degrees. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 6. Okay, the price of 3 items sold at a bookshop are shown below. Pencil X plus 60. So question 6, pencil is X plus 60, pen is $2, and ruler is 3X cents. Chester bought 1 pencil and 2 pens. Express the cost of the 3 items in terms of X. Okay, so cost of 1 pencil, right, plus 2 pens is equal to 1 times bracket. So pencil is X plus 60. Okay, so it's a cents plus, right? 2 pens, so you can express $2 2 as 200 cents. Okay, in this case over here, right? Okay, so that means we can just have 2 times 200. Okay, so that will be just 1x plus 60 cents plus 400. It will be x plus 460 cents. There you go. So in this case, we can bracket this as well, 460 cents. Okay, so it doesn't tell us how we can put this into what they call these are dollars or cents. I'm just gonna put the easier option, which is this. Okay, so Joseph bought a pencil and a ruler. If X is 60, so part B, Joseph bought a pencil and a ruler. If X equal to 60, how much did he spend? Okay, so we have a pencil and a ruler. So let me zoom out a bit. So 1 pencil plus 1 ruler is equal to, so X plus 60 plus 3X. Okay, so if X is equal to 60, then we will just swap it in. If X is equal to 60, and that means 1 pencil, so in X, right? So this one will just be the actual thing. Okay, so 3x plus x, this will then become 4x plus 60, right? So if 1 pencil is 4 times 60 plus 60, this will then be 300. Okay, so if I were to calculate this, 4 times 60 plus 60 equal to 300. All right, so 300 cents or equal to $3. So the answer is $3 in this case over here. Okay, let's move on to the next question. 7A. So Mr. Johnson drove an average speed of 76 kilometers an hour from town A to town B, which was 209 kilometers away. What was the duration of the journey? Express your answer in hours. Okay, so for this case, what we can do is, okay, if we know that 1 hour is equal to 76 kilometers, right? So 76 kilometers is equal to 1 hour. Then 209 is equal to, 208, 209 kilometers is equal to 209 divided by 76 times 1. Okay, so let's see what's the answer. 209 divided by 76. Okay, 2.75 hours. Okay, so express your answer is hours. So this is the answer lah. 2.75 hours. Okay, so part B. From town B, he drove another 2 hours and 36 minutes and arrived at town C. The distance between town B and town C was 153.4 kilometers. What was the average speed he drove from town B to town C? Express your answer in kilometers per hour. So we need to make 2 hours 36 minutes, okay, to hours only, right? So in this case, what is 36 minutes, right? 36 minutes to hours is equal to basically 36 divided by 60, right? They should be 1 hour 6, right? Let's see, 36 divided by 60, this will be 0. 0.6, okay, 0.6 hours, okay? So that means 2 hours 36 minutes is equal to 2 hours plus 2 plus 0.6 lah. Okay, and this will become 2.6 hours. Okay, so now with that, average speed is equal to 153.4 divided by 2.6. And what would this give us? 53.4 divided by 2.6, 59 kilometers per hour. Okay, and that's the answer, 59 kilometers per hour. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. The table below shows the number of students who borrowed books from the school library in August. So, part A, how many students borrowed less than 3 books? Okay, so that means this is 1 and 2. So, students borrow less than 3 books, which means 1 or 2 books is equal to, is basically 82 plus 34 lah. 2 plus 34, okay, in this case 82 plus 34, 116. Okay, so that's the answer, 116. All right, let's move on to the next question. Part B, the number of students who borrowed exactly 4 books was approximately 24%, rounded to the nearest percentage. What was the smallest possible number of students who borrowed exactly 4 books? Okay, so we, in a way, need to get a total. All right, so first we need to get a percentage of not percentage of students uh, that didn't borrow 4 books, right? Oops, 4 books, which is equal to 100 minus 24, in this case 76. Double confirm with the calculator, minus 24 equal to 76%. Okay, all right. Okay, next one is number of students that didn't borrow 4 books. Okay, number of students that didn't borrow 4 books is equal to, let me zoom out a bit, 82 plus 34 plus 30 plus 116. Okay, so we know it's 116, then plus everything else, right? 6 plus 30 plus, not 116, 16. Okay, plus 16, and this will give us 162. Right, 162. Let me double confirm again. 82 plus 34 plus 30 plus 116. Okay, 162. Very good. Okay, so that means what was the smallest possible number? So 76%, okay, is equal to 162 students. Right, so 24% will be, right, 162 divided by 76 times 24. Okay, let's see what's the answer. Divided by 76 times 24. Okay, 51.15. Okay, we get 51.15. Okay, so we want to check, right, what's the smallest possible number. So for this, if there are 51 students, okay, then that means total will be 162 plus 51, which is equal to, let's see the calculator, 2 plus 51 equal to 213, right? And then percentage of students who borrow 4 books, percentage of students that borrow 4 books is equal to uh, the- if if there are 51 students that borrow 4 books, okay, then the percentage will be 51 divided by 21.3 times 100%. Okay, and what percentage would that be? So 51 divided by 213. Okay, so 51, we cancel everything. So 51 divided by 213 times 100, 23.94. 3.94. Okay, so let's go to, so this will round up to the nearest percentage. This will then become 24%, right? Let's try 50%. I mean 50 students. Okay, so if there are 50 students that borrow 4 books, 162 plus 50, right? This will then become 212. Percentage of students that borrow 4 books will be 50 divided by 212 times 100%. So let's see. So 50 divided by 212 times 100, and this will give us 23.58. 23.58 dot dot dot, and then that means this is 24%. Okay, so that means you can try 49, but I believe 49 cannot, right? So 49 will be 211, right? 49 divided by 211 times 100, okay, 23.22, so cannot already. So 23.58, so that means 50 is lower than 51, and 50 rounded is 24%. Okay, all right, so that's why the answer is 50 students. Okay, there you go. All right, so yep, let's move on to the next question. Question number 9. ABC is a straight line. ABE and BCD are triangles. BDC is 36 degrees. BAE is 51 degrees. Okay, so angle BCD, right, is 7/9 of BDC. So find BCD. So that means I'll just put equal here, right? All right, 7/9 times BDC is 36. And what would this become? So 7/9 multiplied by 36, right? Not 7.9, 7/9 divided by 36. Okay, and this will give us 28 degrees, right? There you go. So the answer is 28. Okay, then next one is part B. Find BAE, right? So for BAE over here, we know that this is 28 degrees, right? So what is BAE? We know this 51 degrees, so we can get this, right? So DBC. So let's zoom out a bit. Angle, or let me zoom in lah, so easier. Let's find DBC, right? So angle DBC is equal to 180 minus 36 minus 28. Okay, and this will become, so let's see, 180 minus 36 minus 28. This will become 116, 6 degrees. Right, so now we know that DBC is 116 degrees. Okay, so now we can get this angle. So this angle ABC, right? Angle ABC is ABE, sorry, ABE. Okay, this one over here, we can get it by equal to 180 minus the 116, right? Let's see, 37.8. Okay, so 180 minus 16, this will become 64 degrees, right? Okay, so now we know that this is 64 degrees, and then we can find BAC. So angle BAE, sorry, BAE. BAE is equal to 180 minus 64 minus 51, and this is equal to, so 180 minus 64 minus 51 is equal to 65. 65 degrees. There you go. So this is 65 degrees. Okay. So in this case, BAE over here is 65 degrees. All right. So part C, circle the words that describe ABE. ABE is not an isosceles triangle. Okay. So I'm going to circle this. It's not. Okay. Reason is because reason is angle ABE, which is 64 degrees, is not equal to angle BAE, which is 65 degrees. Right, there you go. So that's why it is not a isosceles triangle. Okay, so isosceles need two angles the same. I'm gonna write that. Isosceles need two equal angles. That's it. Okay, so let's move to question number 10. So it says here the table below shows information about the number of boys and girls in schools A and B. So boys and girls. What is the total number of boys in both schools? So you can just minus the total and girls. So boys is equal to girls minus total. Sorry, total minus girls. Okay, and this will become 2298 minus 118 over here, 1118. Okay, so we can use the calculator. 2298 minus 1118, and this will give us 1180. So that's the answer, equal to 1180. Okay, so there you go. The answer is 1180. Okay, let's move to the next question. Part B, the number of girls in school B is 5/8 of the number of girls in school A. How many girls are there in school A? Okay, so number of girls in school B, so convert to units. So that means school B girls is equal to 5 units, and then school A girls is 8 units. Okay, so now we know the units of girls, then we know the total as well is 118. So let's see, total units is equal to 13 units. So that means total girls is equal to 1118. So that means 13 units is equal to 1118. Okay, and then how many girls are there in A? So 8 units is equal to 1118, and then divided by 13. Okay, and times as well, right? We are and times 8. This is equal to, all right, so 1118 divided by 13 multiplied by 8. This will give you 688. 688. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. 688 girls. What is the total number of boys and girls in school A? So they have school A over here. So I'm going to write here 688. Right, so boys is 637, girls is yep. Okay, so I think total is pretty straightforward, all right? So total school A is equal to 637 plus 688. Okay, and what would this become? Plus 637. Okay, this will then become 1325 equal to 1325. All right, that's it. So total school A is 637 plus 668, which is 1325. Oops, 5. There you go. Okay, and that is it for question number 10. Okay, let's move on to question number 11. Right, so triangle BCE, as shown below, forms a part of a rhombus ABCE. Right, measure ECB. Okay, so we can take out our protractors. Right, so I got my protractor out. So if I were to zoom it in, right, make sure you align it to the point over here, and then you see that the angle is starting from 0 all the way until 120, in the middle to 120 and 130. And if you zoom in, so this is 125, 126, and then 127. So the answer to this question is 127 degrees. Okay. All right. So now on the square grid, complete the drawing of the rhombus ABCE and label point A. Okay, let me just remove this. All right, so ABCE. Okay, so I think the easiest way, since this is a rhombus with equal sides, you can just measure the distance in the middle over here. Okay, which is basically 3 squares, right? I'm going to put 3 here. So you just put another 3, and then that's the point that you need. So I'm just going to put a little dot here, and then after that you can just draw a straight line from this to this angle over here. There you go, and that's it. This is basically the rhombus. Okay, but using a make sure to use ruler lah. Okay, that's it. And then make sure to point to have it we call it A, right? Have it A as well. If not, they won't give you the marks. Okay, last one. Part C, CDE is an isosceles triangle which does not overlap with the rhombus ABCE such that BED is 90 degrees. On the square grid above, complete the drawing CBE and label point D. So BED, right? So this straight line over here, right? Let me zoom out. BED is 90 degrees. So in this case, we can, in a way, draw this line over here that makes it a 90-degree angle, right? Like this. Okay, so we want to get BED as a right angle triangle, and then at the same time, it's an isosceles triangle as well. You see this isosceles triangle, right? So CDE. So CDE is an isosceles. Okay, so that means we need to measure how much distance this CDE is, right? And yeah, so let's draw it out. So the easiest way to draw an isosceles triangle is number one, one side of the isosceles triangle is this. Okay, this is one side of the isosceles triangle. So in a way, you can just draw it halfway like this. So if I were to draw a straight line towards this, right? So this is one part of the isosceles triangle. So we just need to measure this, which is 3. Okay, and then after that we just draw another tree as this point as well. So that means we put a dot over here, and then that's it, because isosceles has two equal sides, right, over here like this. Okay, so when you cut off an isosceles, usually it's just half of a right angle. And then yeah, with this you just draw at the end point, right, like this. And then you can just draw the straight line as what you see over here to this point, and then draw another straight line to like this as well. And that's it. There you go. So this side of this is the same as this as well. Okay, you can remove this, and that is it. And that's how you create a isosceles triangle. So CDE is an isosceles triangle with BED as the right angle. That's what you see over here. All right, that's it. That's part C. Okay, let's move on to question number 12. The graph below shows the height of the plant from January to April. In which 1 month interval was the percentage increase of the height the greatest? Okay, so from here it doesn't tell us what's the height. So let's put as units, right? So we can just put like 0 and then 1, right? And then 2, right? In this case over here. Okay, so we have January, which is 2. I'm going to put 2 here. February is 1, 2, 3. So this is 3. Then March is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 6, right? 6. And then last one we have April. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this is 11. Okay, so in which 1 month interval was the percentage increase the height the greatest. Okay, so how we do that is we can say from January to Jan to Feb is equal to, so the we basically minus 3, so it's bracket 3 minus 2 and then divided by out of 2 times 100. Okay, so from this will become 3 minus 2, which is 1, divided by 2, which is 0.5 times 100. Okay, 15% increase, right? So let's go for Feb to March, which is the same. So to get the increase, so formula of increase is basically um, next month minus previous month, right? I'm just gonna put your formula. Okay, right? Next month be minus previous month and then divided by, so out of previous month, okay, and then times 100%. That's it. So this is the formula for of the increase. Okay, so now for February to March, we will have the same thing, right? So it's 6 minus 3 divided by 2 times 100. Okay, this should be the same. Divided by 6. Okay, so let's see. 6 minus 3 is 3 divided by 6. Right, it's 5 times 100%. This is also 50% increase. Okay, last one. March to April is equal to bracket 11 minus 6 out of sorry. Oh, this one should be previous month is 3. Sorry, 6 minus 3. Yes, 6 minus 3. Sorry. So this is wrong. 6 minus 3 is 3. Out of 3. Okay, there's 1 times 100. Yeah, multiply by 100. So this is actually 100%. Okay, 100%. Okay, so 11 over 6 divided by 6 and then times 100. Let's see, 11 over 6. 6 is 1 by 8. So let me make it easier for you. 11 minus 6, right? And then divided by 6 times 100. This is 83%. This is, let me just put a curly brackets. Okay, around 83% increase. So therefore the answer is February to March in this case over here. Right? February to March. Okay. All right. So that's it. Okay, let's move on to part B. So it says here the average height of the plant during this period was 16.5 centimeters. What was the height of the plant in March? Okay, so we know all of the units. Okay, so we can get total height in units is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 11. Okay, and this is, let's say, 2 plus 3 plus 6 plus 11, which is 22, right? 22. Okay, so 22 units, right? So that's the total. And then we know the average height of the plant is this 16.5. So average height in units is equal to 22 units divided by how many months? 4 months, right? 4 months. Okay, so that means it's equal to 2 divided by 4, 5.5. 5.5 units. So that means 5.5 units is equal to 16.5 centimeters. Okay, then we want the height for the plant in March. So March is 6 units. Okay, so 6 units equal to, right, 16.5 divided by 5.5 and then multiply by 6. Oops, times 6, right? So for this will be 16.5 divided by 5.5, right? This should be this 3 times 6. It will be 18 centimeters. Okay, so I'll just put here March is equal to 6 units. Okay, so it's not 16, it's 18 centimeters. So the answer to this is 18 centimeters. There you go. That's the answer. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 13. All right, question 13. PQS and QRS are isosceles triangles such that the height of triangle PQS is thrice the height of triangle QRS. So in a way, it looks something like this, right? Where the height is like this. So PQ, it's like this over here, which is 3 units. PQS is 3 units and RQ triangle is 1 unit. Okay, the shaded area is 289 centimeters square. Okay, so part A says find the area of PQS, which is the whole thing over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is basically say that let's give an example. So let's say the example for the base. Okay, example for the base is 10 centimeters. We work with 10 is because it's easier to calculate. And then the example also is that we'll have one unit as 10 centimeters as well. Okay, so I just want to share with you on what's the units for area, right? So area of PQS is equal to, right, half times base times height. Okay, we know the base is equal, which is half times 10 times the height is 3 times 10. Okay, so with that said, you can just have zero point 0.5 is half times 10 times 3 times 10. This will give you 150 centimeters square, right? In this case over here. So what about RQS? Okay, RQS 1 unit. Okay, so is RQS. So it's half times base times height, 10 times 1 unit, 1 times 10, and this will become what? 50 centimeters square. Right? If I were to use the calculator again, zero point 0.5 times 10 times 1 times 10. Okay, it's equal to 50 centimeters square. Therefore, the area of PQS and the area of RQS, in this case over here, is equal to, what do you think it is? It is 150 is to 50. Right? So if both have the same base, usually the height is the differentiator. It will then become 3 units is to 1 unit. So that's the example that we have, right? 3 units and 1 unit. So the thing is that this shaded area is half of the difference. So in this case, uh, area of PQS, right? Let me just copy this whole thing. Right, minus area of RQS, okay, in units is equal to 3 minus 1 equal to 2 units, right? And area of RQS and PQS in this case, right, is basically in centimeters, right? Let me just put this here. Is basically 2 times the shaded area, which is 2 times 289. Okay, 289. So this will then give us, so 289 times 2 is 578 centimeters square. Okay, so now we know that 2 units equal to 578 centimeters square. So I'm going to write this down. 2 units is equal to, 578. Okay, and then what's the area of PQS, which is 3 units? So 3 units, or area of PQS, area of PQS over here is equal to 578, right, divided by 2 times 3, which is basically 289 times 3 lah. It will give you 867 centimeter square. There you go. That's the answer. Oops, shift tab. Okay, so the answer is 867 centimeter square, right? Okay, there you go. So example, yep. Okay, so find the length of SQ, right? So, and So example base SQ is 10 centimeter. Okay. All right. So find the length of SQ. So SQ is over here. We also know the area of the triangle is PQS. Okay. So we know that the area of QS. Okay. So area of QS is basically like in this case over here, right? So I'm going to draw a line. So RQS here. 1, 2, right? 3 and 4. Okay. So in this case, whoops, why is it zoomed out? Right? We have RQS, R, Q, and S. Okay, so this is 1, 2, and 3. And we also know that the area of RQS is 289 centimeter square in this case over here. Right? So this is 289. Okay, so that means for this, let me make this a little bit smaller. Right, so if we were to have this and then create another triangle, whoops, right, so I'm gonna group them, 1, 2, 3, 4, group them, make it the other side, okay, right, like this, and then we create another one and then create the other side like this. Okay, so like this, and then create another one, create another side like this as well. All right, so we basically created a square. So with 4 times RQS is basically a square, one square, right? Okay, and basically it's just QS and QS, right? So one square and one square is equal to side times side, or SQ times SQ. Yeah, we just Q, is it? Yeah, SQ, sorry. So this over here. Okay. Da-da-da. Okay, so that means this is equal to this is equal to this as well. Let me make this a little bit smaller. It's equal to, oops, this as well, right? Okay, so I want square area, 4 square area. Right there, area. Okay, so that means, let me just put an arrow out like this. Okay, all right, whoops, make the arrow nicer. All right, so that means square area is equal to 4. 4 times 289. 289 times 4. This will give you 1156. 1156. So one side area, one side is equal to, we got square roots. We have roots. I don't know if you have root. Okay, don't have. So it's basically square roots, right, of 1156. Okay, and then we can use our scientific calculator. Okay, so square roots of 1156, that will give us 34 centimeters. So that means SQ is 34 centimeters. There you go. One side, or length of SQ, okay, is equal to square root of 1156, which is 34 centimeter. Okay, let's move on to the next question. 14. For a mathematics competition, 5 points were awarded for a correct response and 3 points were deducted for an incorrect response. In a competition of 20 questions, Chester answered 3 questions wrongly. How many points did he get? Right? So, points deducted is equal to 3 questions times 3 is equal to 9. Okay. So then points awarded, right, is equal to, so correct. So wrong questions, the wrong questions is equal to 3. Total questions is equal to 20. So uh, correct questions equal to 20 minus 3, and this will give us 17. So points awarded is basically 17 times 5. It's equal to, I think it's 85. So 17 times 5 is equal to 85. Okay, so we have 85. So that means total points is equal to points awarded minus points deducted, which is equal to 85 minus 9, which is 76 in this case over here. Okay, there you go. That's the answer. All right, so let's double check. 85 minus 9, 36. Okay, part B. In the competition that Dominic took part in, there were less than 100 questions. He scored exactly 0 points. What is the maximum number of questions he answered correctly? So there were less than 100 questions. Maximum number of questions, right? Correct questions. Okay, so we want to know what is the number, and less than 100 questions. Okay, so we want to have, so that means we want to have as many correct questions as possible. Okay. All right, so that means it's just a grouping concept over here. So one correct is 5. There, so in the sense, we get lowest common multiple of 3 and 5, which is 15, right? So that means 15 correct. So one correct, 3 to 5, which is 15 marks, right? So one correct question is equal to add 5 marks, right? So that means we want to have 15 marks. So yeah, add 15 marks or awarded marks, right? Okay. Awarded 5 marks is equal to one correct question. Okay, and then awarded 15 marks is equal to 15 divided by 5 times 1 equal to 3 correct questions. Okay, 3. We. Okay, so awarded is like, so deduct 3 marks is equal to 1 wrong question. Okay, let me put my, okay, then deduct 15 marks, okay, is equal to 15 divided by 3 times 1 equal to 5 correct, 5 wrong questions. Okay, so one group is equal to 3 plus 5, which is equal to 8 total questions. Okay, so in these 100 questions, so number of groups in 100 questions is equal to 100 divided by 8, which is equal to, so you can go, that's right, so 12, wait, 100 divided by 8 is equal to 12.5. So 12.5, which we want to round down to 12 groups. Okay, so okay, so in this case, then the next one will be num so number of correct questions is equal to 12 times. So this is uh, 3, wait, 8 total questions. 3 and 5. Yeah, correct. So 3 correct. So 3 correct questions and 5 wrong questions. So number of correct questions is 12 groups, right? Times 3, which is equal to 36. Right, there you go. So the answer is 36. 36 correct questions. That's it. All right, so that's it for uh, question 14. Let's move to the next question, question 15. All right, question 15 says the ratio of number of boys to the number of girls who visited a fun fair was in the ratio of 10 is to 7. The entrance fee for each person is $12 and the total of $4,692 was collected from the children. How many boys were there? So let's put the ratio, right? Boys is equal to 10 units, right? Oops, 10 units, and then girls is equal to 7 units. Okay, so total children, right, is equal to 4692 and then divided by 12. Okay, in this case, let's see, 4692 divided by 12. This will give us, no, 4692 divided by 12. Okay, 391. 391. Okay, so we also know that total equal to 10 plus 7, which is equal to 17 units. So that means 17 units is equal to 391. Okay, then how many boys were there, right? So 10 units or boys, okay, is equal to, so 391 divided by 17 times 10, which is, okay, then divided by 17 times 10, 230, 230. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. Okay, let's move to the next question, part B. Okay, so part B, on that same day, the ratio of number of males, boys and men to the number of females, girls and women who visited the fun fair was 8 is to 5. There were 54 more men than women. How many women were there? Okay, so we can say males is equal to 8 parts, and then females is equal to 5 parts, right? So 8 parts, right, or males is equal to uh boys plus men, right? Okay, so that means we know boys, so 8 parts equal to boys is 230. So that means men is equal to 8 parts minus 230. Okay, so for girls, okay, let's make this easier for us, right? So 1 unit is equal to 391 divided by 17. This will give us 23. So 23 times 10. Okay, so that means girls, which is 7 units, right, is equal to 7 times 23. Okay, this will give us 161. Okay, 161. So we know that females 5 parts, right, is equal to, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, 5 parts is equal to, which is females, is equal to girls plus women. Okay, so that means 5 parts is equal to girls 161 plus women. So women is equal to 5 parts minus 161. Okay, all right, so then we also know that men minus women is equal to 54. Okay, so that means if you were to swap the man and woman, so 8 parts, so men will be bracket 8 parts. Okay, so I'll put brackets here. 8 parts minus 230 minus 5 parts minus 161. Okay, in this case, a woman equal to 54. Okay, so if you were to simplify this will be 8 parts minus 230 minus 5 parts plus 161. Okay, oops, plus 161. So minus inside bracket minus will be plus 161 equal to 54. So 8 part minus 5 parts is 3 parts equal to minus 230. Minus 230 plus 161 will become minus, what I call this? Minus 69. Minus 69, right? Equal to 54. Okay, so 3 parts equal to 54 plus 69, which is equal to 69. 69, which is equal to, so 54 plus 69, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one part is equal to 1, 2, 3 divided by 3 is equal to 41. Okay, and then from here we know that how many parts are, what I call this, are women over here. So women is equal to 5 bracket or times 41 minus 161. Okay, so 5 times 41 minus 161 is equal to 44. Okay, there you go. So the answer to women is 44. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 16. A large square tile of size 48 centimeters is painted with circles in a fixed pattern shown below. Part of the tile is covered by a piece of cloth. The ratio of the radius of a small circle to the large circle is 1:3. The diameter of the small circle is 2 centimeters. How many circles are printed on this square tile? Okay, first, we know that the diameter of, okay, but before that, radius of small circle is equal to radius of big. Okay, radius of big, which is basically in this case, let's see how much space we have over here. Okay, which is basically 1:3, right? Radius of small is equal to 1:3. Does that mean because radius diameter is equal to 2 times radius? That means radius diameter of small is equal to diameter of big. Diameter of big, which is still 1:3. Okay, so that means diameter for big is equal to, oh okay, 2 times 3, so 6 centimeters. Okay, so that's something that you need to know lah, because for diameter with 2 times radius is still the same, right? 1:3. Can put out the numbers, but it's still the same. So for this, we want to know the repeating pattern. So the repeating pattern is this, right, over here. So this is the repeating pattern. So repeating pattern, okay, is equal to one small circle plus one big circle, right? That is the repeating pattern. Okay, so that means for repeating pattern, distance is equal to one small circle diameter plus one big circle diameter. Okay, diameter, right, plus one big circle diameter. So one small circle diameter, big circle. So small diameter is 2 plus 6, and this will become 8 centimeters. So that's the repeating distance. And then we know that one side of the square is 48 centimeters. So number of repeating pattern in one row is equal to 48 divided by 8, which is equal to 48 divided by 8 is 6. Okay, then yes, so number of circles in one row is equal to 6 times 2, right? So repeating as one circle or 2 circles, right? So 6 times 2 is equal to 12 circles. Okay, so with that said circles, then we also want to know the number of rows. Okay, so number of rows is equal to, we also know that it is also 48 centimeter for number of rows as well, right? In this case over here, it's going to put like this, sure. Okay, 48 centimeters. So number of rows is equal to, as you can see lah, right, it's the big circles, right? Basically length of square, right, divided by one big circle diameter. Okay, so in this case over here, big circle diameter, which is basically 48, and then we divide it by 6, which is equal to 8 rows. Okay, and then lastly, number of total rows is equal to number of rows, number total circles, circles equal to number of rows, okay, times number of circles in one row. Okay, and this will equal to 8 rows times 12 circles, which is 96 circles. Okay, there you go. So total of circles, 96. All right, that's about it. Okay, let's move to the next question. Part B, find the percentage of area of the square tile that's not covered with circles. Round your answer to the nearest percentage. Okay, so from here, we know the number of total circles and number of repeating patterns as well. So I'm just going to copy this first. Okay, so one repeating pattern is this. Okay, and then we have total of number of total circles. Oops. Okay, is this also right? Number of total circles is equal to 96. Okay, 96. Right. All right. So or basically 48. Yeah, half and half. Okay, so repeating is one small circle and one big circle. Okay, two circles over here. So for that, one small circle area is equal to let me put this area, which is area of circle is pi, and then times r radius times radius. So pi is 3.14, and then what's the radius for this? Radius of small is 2, right? Over here, small circle is 2. Okay, 2 times 2. So let's use the calculator. 3.14 times 4. Okay, 12.56. Okay, one big circle area, okay, is equal to pi times radius, and the circle radius is, sorry, that's radius. Oh, okay, my bad. So radius is this 1 instead. 3.14 times 1 is 3.14. Okay, centimeter square. So for diameter of big circle is 6 centimeters. Wait, okay, let me just copy this, right? Diameter of big circle is 6. That means radius of big circle for big circle. So diameter is equal to 6, and then divided by 2 is equal to 3 centimeters. Then diameter for, let me just put everything here. Diameter for small circle is 2, and then radius for small circle is 6 divided by 2 divided by 2 is 1 centimeter. Okay, so now with this we can calculate properly. So 3.14 times 9. Okay, 28.26. 28.26 centimeter square. Right? So this case over here. Okay, so we have one small circle and one big circle. So number of circles in one row is 12 circles, which is basically half, right? So number or total number of small circle area. Small circle is basically 96 divided by 2, which is 48. Okay, same goes to big circle as well. Big circle is 48 as well. So now we just need to have the area of the square. Area of square is equal to 48 times 48. Okay, so let's do that. 48 times 48. This will give you 2304. Okay, so area not covered by with circles, okay, is equal to, right, to area of square minus 48 times small circle area minus 48 times big circle area. Okay, I'll just put this like this. Big circle area. Okay, so the area of square is 2304 minus 48 times small circle area, which is 3.14, right? Minus 48 times big circle area is 28.26. Okay, so let's put this in a calculator. 2304, okay, minus 48 times 3.14 minus 48 times 28.26. This will give you 790, this 796.8. So percentage, okay, percentage of area not covered circles is 7968, right? Divided by 2304 times 100. Okay, divided by 2304 times 100. This will give you 34.58. 34.58. 8. What is this? 3333 dot dot dot. Okay, and in this case, round errors to the nearest percentage. Okay, this will be 35%. Okay, there you go. So the answer is 35%. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Last question, 17. There were some 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50 cent coins in the box. There were 34 more 10 cent coins than 20 cents. The total value of all the 10 cent and 20 cent coins was $13.30. How many 10 cent coins were there in the box? Okay, so for this, we can do is basically there were 34 more coins than 10 cent coins, right? So uh, I would say more, just 10 cents, 34 times 10 cents, right, is equal to dollar 340 cents, or equal to dollars 3.40. Okay, so that means value of 30, yeah, so $3.40, right? So now the total value of 10 cent, 20 cents coins was $13.30. All right, so with that we can minus, right, 13.30 minus 3.40. Okay, so this will give us, so 13.30 minus 3.40. This will give us $9.90. Okay, so this is basically dollars 9.90 has equal number of 10 cents and 20 cents coins. Okay, because if I were to draw this over here, right? So you have your 10 cents, right? Cents, and then you have your 20 cents as well. So they are just, the difference is that 10 cents has more than 34 in this case over here. Okay, so 34, and this would then give us a total of $9.90. So once we get rid of this, right? So this is number of coins, like this, right? Number of coins. That's what we see over here. Okay, so basically once we remove this 34, then we will get the same number of 10 cents and 20 cents. That's what I see over here. Okay, so one group, so this is number x value concept. Okay, so for this, I'll just bring this whole thing top here. Okay, so one group is equal to one 10 yeah, one 10 cent plus one 20 cent coin. Okay, oops, this will be 20 cent coins over here. Coin and coin. Okay, and then one group value, let's go to 10 cents plus 20 cents. Okay, 10 cents plus 20 cents, this will give us 30 cents, which is equal to $0.30. So number of groups is equal to 9.90 divided minus, divide, correct, divide by 0.30, which is equal to 33, right? Divided by 0.30, 33. Okay, so now this is where we want to get the number of 10 cent coins, right? So number of 10 cent coins, I'm gonna copy this, is equal to, so we know one group has 33, so 33, right? Plus, we also know that we have additional 34. So that means this will be 67 10 cent coins, right? And that's the answer, 67. Okay, let's move on to part B. All right, so part B says 2/3 of the 50-cent coins were exchanged for $1, which were then placed in the box. The total value of all the coins in the box did not change, but the mass of all the coins in the box decreased by 772.8 grams. The mass of each 50-cent coins is 6.5, and the mass of each $1 coins is 7.68. So, what was the total number of 50-cent and $1 coins in the box after the exchange? So we know that one times 50-cent coin is equal to 6.5 grams. Okay, so 2 times 50-cent coins, right? Let's do this, is equal to 6.5 times 2, which is equal to 13 grams. Okay, so you can double confirm with your calculator. Okay, once this is correct, then we know that 1 times $1 coin is equal to 7.6 grams. Okay, so that means we, because we exchange, so since I write this, since we exchange two 50-cent coin to $1 coin, so we need to calculate 2 times 50-cent coins. Weight. So we need to calculate 2 times 50-cent coins weight. Okay, so over here that we have that. Okay, so then the difference. So the decrease of weight from 2 times 50-cent coins to 1 times $1 coin is equal to 13 minus 7.6, which is equal to 6.4 grams. Okay. So 13 minus 7.6, right? This will be, 5.4 grams. Okay, so that means number of 50 cent coins exchanged is equal to total weight decrease, okay, divided by this one 5.4, okay, which is equal to 172.8 divided by 5.4. Okay, so 172.8 divided by 5.4, this will give us 32, right? Number of 2 times 50 cents coins exchange. Number of sets of 2 times 50-cent coins. Okay, right, in this case over here. So that means for this case, total 50-cent coins exchanged is equal to 32 times 2, which is 64. Okay, so now we know how many coins are exchanged. We know 2/3. What's the total number of 50 cent and $1 after the exchange, right? So 2/3 of coins, of 50-cent coins exchange is equal to 64. Okay, and then from there we have one. So 1/3 of 50 cent coins left is equal to 64 divided by, not 54, 64 divided by 2 is equal to 32, right? So with that said, 1/3 of 50 coins left and 2/3 of 50-cent coins has been exchanged. So that means number of sets of 2 times 50-cent coin, $2, 1 coin. So total coins, right? Total coins is equal to, yeah, we just put this left. 50-cent coin length plus $1 coin. It's equal to 32 plus 32, which is 64. 64. That's it. All right, so there you go. So that's the answer to this question, 64. All right, that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what are the things you want me to show you next. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.